Hello. Are you struggling with the stress of school or university, perhaps, and not knowing how to overcome that stress? I want to offer you this little tool that will help you. It will help you in the learning phase and it will help you in the recalling phase if you've got to do some assessments or exams. So, the technique is really simple, and once you learn it, you can apply it to any situation, anywhere, anytime. You could even be sitting in the exam and doing some of the technique, and I'll show you how to do that just so that you can calm your body. Because when your body is calm, you're going to recall what you need to recall. Same thing when you're learning, you're going to learn much more easily when you're calm. So the technique is called emotional freedom techniques. And it is called that because it really does give you emotional freedom from all sorts of negative emotions: stress, anxiety, depression, sadness, anger, and the list goes on. But I want to show you how to use it for your specific situation when you're learning or trying to recall what you've learned at school or university. So, what you do is tap on this part of your hand, the fleshy part of your hand between the wrist and the base of your little finger. Tap there and say, even though I feel all this stress and anxiety, or whatever it is that you're feeling, even though I feel all this stress and anxiety, I choose to accept myself anyway. Even though there's so much to feel anxious about, overwhelmed about, I choose to accept myself anyway. One more time. Even though I feel all this, whatever your feeling is, all this stress and anxiety, I choose to accept myself anyway. Okay, that's the first part. Second part is you go to the top of the crown, and whatever your word is, if you're feeling fear or anxious or stress, whatever it is, all this anxiety or whatever your word is, eyebrow, just at the beginning of the hair growth, it doesn't matter which side, all this anxiety, the outside corner of your eye, all this anxiety, under your eye, so you're under the pupil, all this anxiety, under the nose, all this anxiety, remembering to use your word, under the lip, all this anxiety, on the collarbone point, all this anxiety, under the arm, it's about 4 inches down, halfway down the bra strap for the girls, all this anxiety. And then come back to the crown, all this anxiety. And then take a big breath. So that's the basic technique. Now you're going to get the best result if you get really specific. So let's, for example, imagine that you're going to sit an exam today. You're thinking about being in that exam, and you're thinking about perhaps that you're worried that you'll freeze up. So then you would get more specific. You would say, as you tap on this side of the hand, even though I'm really freaking out, I'm scared that I'll freeze up and won't be able to recall, I choose to accept myself anyway. Of course, you're going to adjust the words to whatever's going on for you. Even though I'm really freaking out, I've failed perhaps in exams before, and I'm scared I'll freeze up in this one too. I choose to accept myself anyway. One more time. Even though I'm, whatever your words are, even though I'm freaking out, I'm scared that I'm going to freeze up and I won't be able to recall what I need to put on that paper. I choose to accept myself anyway. And then you might just shorten it up here. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Tapping about 7 to 10 times on each of these points with your own words. I'm freaking out. 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 Finish on the crown. I'm freaking out. Take a big breath. Now, if you had taken a score on that before we started the tapping, say it was a 10 out of 10, each time you do a round of tapping, you're going to bring it down. You're going to be calming the nervous system in your body, and it will calm that feeling, and you can even get it down to a 0 so that you can go with confidence and clarity into that exam and sit that exam knowing that you're going to be able to recall what you need to. So you can use that anywhere, anytime, for any reason. I think it's a really great tool to use when you're learning and also when you're trying to recall. One way that you can use it, the technique, while you're actually in the classroom, is you can do the tapping under the radar. Now, that might be that you're sitting with your hands in your lap and you're actually doing this tapping on the side of your hand. Just nobody's seeing you. I'm doing it right now and you can't see me. And so you could be doing that. Or you could be tapping on the side of your fingers. So hold your palm towards you, tap on the side of the thumb, right where the nail is, each finger in the same place, and the side of your hand as well. But when you're doing it in your lap, you could be just listening, and nobody's any the wiser that you're actually doing that thing that is calming your body so that you can take in all that information that you need to take. I'm still tapping and I don't think you can tell because you can't see it. So you can certainly do that. There are other points too that you can learn to tap on. There's one on the wrist, the inner side of the wrist. You could be doing that. Nobody would be any other wiser. Side of the hand, the finger points, if you can, tapping here is always a good one to do. But if you get a chance, go to the bathroom, do some tapping all around all of those points. Once you do them a few times, you'll know them well enough. Don't worry if you miss one. People get worried about the words. Don't worry about the words so much. If you're anxious about something, your body is already in tune with it, and the words are just to get your body in tune with what you're tapping and clearing. So use that as much as you can. I'll come back and do some more, hopefully in the next few weeks. That will be helpful to you as well. But know that you can use that technique anywhere, anytime, for any reason, with great success at calming your body down and being able to learn and recall in the way that you want to be able to do it.